The thoughts can change your life with me, Reverend Lee. Guess what? We do this every day. Why? Because every day is a new opportunity to change our lives, to create a new you, to become a greater you, to have a greater, more expansive experience of life. That's why I'm here. I like to ask questions because questions open us up to a new possibility. If we don't ask questions, we stay in the known. And when we stay in the known, we relive the past over and over and over again. So today, I ask the question, what does it mean to truly be assertive? And for me, it comes down to this. To truly assert oneself is to claim your power, your uniqueness, your ability to choose, your ability to decide, and rise above the law of averages. In other words, make a new decision that's different than what everyone else is making so that you can have your unique experience instead of the experience that everyone else is having. We don't even realize how we're conditioned by the law of averages. Let me give you an example. I know a 12-year-old middle schooler, and the big thing at the middle school is wearing white Crocs. So every kid has a pair of white Crocs, because if you don't have a pair of white Crocs, you're not cool. I said to that young man, that young person, that tweener, I said, why don't you pick a different color? Why don't you pick yellow, blue, green, whatever it is? Why don't you tell everyone I'm an individual? Why don't you start your own unique trend? Why is it we're so conditioned to follow? That's what the law of averages is. I know a lot of people ask me that question. What do you mean by the law of averages? It means, are you having an average experience? Are you basically following along with the average of what everyone that's around you is doing, saying, feeling, etc.? Could be your family. So Thanksgiving's coming this week. Are you going to have a law of average experience? Or are you going to be assertive? And assertive doesn't mean you push yourself on anyone. That's not what I mean. Assertive means claiming your power and making a decision that's in your best interest. Because until you claim your power, you don't believe you're worthy. But process that. Until you claim your power, you don't believe you're worthy. You believe you have to be a people pleaser. You believe that you're not good enough to make your own decision and do it your way. That also means that you're not living in love. Because a person who's living in love would never, ever, ever, ever sacrifice their uniqueness to please others. I don't know how else to say that, but it's a pretty direct thing, isn't it? When you love yourself, you're going to be unique no matter who you're with. Doesn't mean you're unkind. Do you hear the difference? Doesn't mean you're unkind because you're being unique. You're kind, but you're going to maintain and be your uniqueness. You're going to consciously choose what to think, what to speak, what to feel, what to do, who you're with. Yeah, who you're with. That's a real big one. And then, who are you going to be when you're with people? That's a great one to ask, isn't it? A great one to ask. And I'm a believer that a person who is consciously aware, a person who is assertive, truly assertive, is one who asks really empowering questions. Questions that nobody else is asking. One of the things that I find fascinating is that when I do some coaching and I start asking people to tell me certain things, ask questions about themselves, they don't have answers. They don't have answers because they've never asked the questions. Their mind is fixed on the known. And the known just means we're going to live the past over and over and over and over and over again. The more expansive life, the life you are meant to live, guess what? It's in the unknown. So to get into the unknown, you've got to think new thoughts. One of the things, I was doing some research on the benefits of DMT, the benefits of mushrooms, and how they're being used to treat patients who have a severe PTSD. And it's really a simple thing as to why it works. Because what these DMT and that does, it opens your mind to the unknown. And when you open your mind to the unknown, you realize that you're not locked in. You're not boxed in. You're not destined to relive the past over and over again, but rather there's a whole expansive universe out there. Now, that's the benefit. That's a good thing. But here's the other thing. Don't be dependent on it. I know a lot of people who are very, 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 very dependent on taking psychedelics, on taking mushrooms and things like that. That's not where it's about. I don't even know that you need to do it, to be honest with you. I have. I probably will never do it again because I found that meditation is my key. Meditation is where I go into the unknown. Joanna says, it's not that I want to follow what society does, but maybe because I don't have other information to do things better. How do I know what you don't know? The simple thing, Johanna, is ask questions and be around expansive people. Be around people who are asking new questions. Be around people who are exciting, that are juiced. When you're around people that are just predictable, that's not going to help you. McBride says, I've always been the stupid question person. Guess the question is, who's calling you stupid? Is it a person who wants to control you? That's what happens a lot of times. People who want you to think like they think, they say you're stupid for asking that question. Why? Because they can't control you when you're asking questions that take them outside the realm where they are comfortable. People don't like to be uncomfortable, so they want you to be what they want you to be. Do you get that? I noticed that stupid's in quotes. I'm not sure what that meant. You only know what that means, McBride. I talked about that yesterday. I don't know what anyone means because I'm not in their head. I don't even know what my wife is thinking. My God, I've known her for over 51 years. Can you imagine? What a realization to understand, no matter how much you love someone and you know them, you'll never know what's going on in their mind. I was doing a workshop yesterday at the Plano Holistic Festival, and a woman there said, I get really ticked off at my husband because when I ask him, what is he thinking? He tells me there's nothing going on. And I looked at her and I said, with all the love in my heart, I said, you think all the time, don't you? Your mind is constantly going. It's analyzing. And she goes, yep. I said, let me tell you a secret. When I'm sitting and I got a look on my face and my wife goes, what are you thinking about? And I say nothing. I'm telling you, there ain't nothing happening up there. There ain't nothing happening up there. Because if there was, I tell you. And I look at that as a gift. Because I think we have overactive analytical minds. And you say, well, Lee, how can your mind be so inactive at times in that? Well, that's because I practice meditation. I practice meditation to stop thinking when I don't need to think, because we overanalyze everything. Everything. We overanalyze everything. And that creates most of our problems. I do think, though. I do my best to think deeply, too. And how do you think deeply? Ask good questions. I don't like to be a part of the average. I hate the word average. I am not average. What's the average for a 71-year-old male? They're obese. They don't function. They're retired. They complain. They're on 4 to 5 prescription meds. I'm none of that. I'm on 0 meds. I'm physically fit. I'm planning on going back to the Himalayas and hiking in the Himalayas. I have no intention of slowing down. I'm constantly in quest of new information through new questions and meeting new people. Why? Because that's what life's about. And once you know that, you'll never settle for an average life again. You weren't brought here to be average. Stop being something you're not. You're meant to be unique. And anyone who doesn't want you to be unique, say thank you, but I'm going to let you go because I'm not here to please you. With that, ask a good question today, one that's expansive. And know you were meant to be unique. And I'll tell you this, whether you're unique or using the law of average, I still accept you where you are, which just means I just love you. Until tomorrow, make it a great day.